Hi guys, welcome to Straz Gaming. I'm Luke. This is Football Manager 2018 and my Leicester City Let's Play. It is Season 5 and I've got a good feeling about this one. I really do. Obviously last season we finished 5th, we won the FA Cup, we finally got a trophy under our belt. It just looked good. It was just a good season in the end. I did have a bad feeling about it at the beginning, and I should have done, really. We were bottom of the table, but we changed things around a bit, and we shot up the league, and we did really well. Today, we're going to have a game against Manchester United, a team that we have not beat in this save at all. We haven't even got a result. We haven't even drew. We haven't even done anything against them, really. I think they've just absolutely hammered us. We've got a game against them in the... I want to say Charity Shield. Why have I forgot what it is? Is it Community Shield? Not Charity Shield, Community Shield. So, before we get into that though, pre-season. Pre-season first, or pre-season's pointless to look at. We beat everyone. But we'll go into transfers and we'll have just a quick look. And it's been fairly quiet, to be honest with you. We'll just quickly go through the outs. 26.5 million. We've raised by selling players, I would say. Glenn Middleton, we sold him for less than £1 million. I bought him in, I think, in our first season here. I think it was our first season for less than £1 million as well. He didn't really play. He looked like he had some promise. He just didn't do anything. So we just sent him out on loan. And then, again, we've now just sold him. We've made a bit of a profit on him. About 15k, that would do. Lewis Holtby, we sold him to Everton, 8.25 million. Again, it could rise to 10 million or just over 10 million. He's 30. He wasn't going to get into this side this season with some of the youngsters I've got coming through, and he barely played last season. So what's the point of keeping him around? This guy we sold, I think, was one of the keepers, Max. Yeah, I don't even know who he was. He wasn't good enough to be at the club. So we got rid of him, and York actually paid money for him. I don't know why. Stuart Armstrong was a player that we bought in last season, and it was kind of a panic buy for me, I think. I bought a lot of players in the attacking midfield role last season. He didn't really feature because everyone else played a lot better than him. He had 22 games. In them 22 games, he didn't do a lot at all, I think. Yeah, in the league, 12 starts, 10 substitutions. Didn't do anything, 2 assists. I don't mind selling him. We bought him for 14 million. We've sold him for 17.5 to Crystal Palace. Again, a couple of million made on them, which is decent. And a couple of players gone out on a free. And I don't know, I think we've released a couple of players as well. Not free transfers. I don't even want to do that. Come on, Luke. Release players. No real big names there. They're just a load of youth players that just had no potential, and there was just no point in me keeping them here and paying their wages. So, on the ins, 55 million spent, and I think well spent. Couple of them, meh. I think, I don't know, they should be good actually. So, we've bought in a backup to the backup keeper. This guy here, Antonio Silva. I'm going to guess what I'm calling him. I know that doesn't say Silva. We've just bought him in for £2 million for a backup because we only had 2 goalkeepers, really. He's now our 3rd goalkeeper. £2 million. Yeah, that's done. Next one, 8.25 million. Bit of a controversial one. We've brought in Mata from Manchester United. He is 33, but if you look at his stats, he's still incredible. And I'm thinking we need that depth and a bit of leadership in the team, especially when we're in Europe again, because I think that's maybe what we struggled with. So whether I may use him mainly for the European games or maybe just for like the cup games, I'm not too sure. But he hasn't really played for the last 2 seasons at Man U. He hasn't gone out on loan. He's not really done anything for them. I've taken a bit of a gamble with him. He's on 100k. He wanted like 200k at first, and that wasn't going to happen. So he's on 100k for 2 years. I think he would do as a job. I think he would do really well. He's still a really good player. Right, next one. Lucas, and I keep forgetting how to say his name, but Google Translator helps. According to Google Translator, it's two-sit. So Lucas two-sit, I've bought in, and I wanted another ball-winning midfielder, and this guy is a decent ball-winning midfielder. 24-year-old. He hasn't had any caps for France yet. Pre-season, he's looked good history-wise. Yeah, he's played for Lyon. That's Lyon, isn't it? And he did. He has not really lit up the French league, really, has he? He's played a lot of games, not done a lot, a couple of goals, average rating, bit poor, but I think we'll get the best out of him. And then we couldn't get Silva back on loan from Manchester City, and I did look to try and buy him, and we had a bid accepted, but then when I looked at it, it was going to raise to like £92 million. And I just couldn't bring myself to spending that much money on a player. So I bought in Kasper Dolberg. And there was a few other players that I was looking to bring in. I think there was Luka Djokovic. And he said it was like available for like a couple of million. So I looked into it. Didn't work. Eventually got a bid accepted for about 20 million for him. He just signed a new contract, so he didn't want to come. But Kasper Dolberg, he can play as the complete forward role on support and on attack, just like Silva did last season for us. Stats-wise, very similar. I think he'll be the man for us this season. I just think we've got the two youngsters with Evan Swift and Scott. We've got Iheanacho, Iheanacho even. I keep calling it Iheanacho, and it's not. It's Iheanacho, isn't it? I think. Anyway. That guy, and then we've got Jamie Vardy, who's still sticking around at the club. I've kind of just kept him there because he's a team leader, and I want him to stay at Leicester and retire at Leicester, hopefully. So that's pretty much it on the transfers. I'm debating whether I need to get another centre-back. Don't know, but if we have a look at the team reports and quickly the squad depth, when it works, come on. Right, squad depth-wise, we're fine in the attacking. For the attackers, we're fine as the attacking midfield roles. Even out wide, we're fine for it. I've kept Damari Gray on this season. I've not sent him out on loan. I've still got Mahrez there. I was debating whether to sell him and just stick to not playing with wingers. But I like the option of just having them and playing them out wide. I will be training Damari Gray, and I'm still training Mahrez to play in the centre. Just that added kind of cover, really. We've got 10 players that can do playing there, but Damari Gray, I know I've seen him in other saves I've been playing. He eventually becomes quite a decent striker, so whether I should train him to be that, I don't know, but he's 25, he's getting on. I don't think I'm going to be able to develop him as much. Midfield wise, that is sorted. The centre of midfield is fine. Indeed, he is by far the best player at the club at the minute, with Felix just behind him, Wilshere the captain, Toussaint there, Fellaini's still here. I wanted to get rid of him, but then I didn't. I'm going to keep him around. Again, he'll play the cup games. There's Delano guy that we bought in last season. He's played a couple of games in the friendlies. He's looked pretty decent as well. So he'll probably get a couple of shouts maybe on again with a rotational side of things. It's just the defence. Left back wise, I think I've got it covered. I've got Tajan, who can play them both actually left and right, which I think it did know that actually. And then I've got Kazawa, Chilwell, and then James. James I'm not going to send out on loan. It was pointless his loan last season. It didn't work. So he will then probably come in and play the cup games, the Carabao Cup and all that sort of stuff. Right back is the problem. I've got Tajan and I've got Trent Alexander-Arnold. Other than that, I've got Ndidi who can play there and Rob Holding. I don't know whether to try and bring in a youngster or just leave it and just hope that Tajan and Trent Alexander-Arnold don't get injured at the same time. Because if they do, then that's the problem. But I'm going to see what happens. Rob Holding come out that centre of defence. Again, I was looking to bring in another player, but we've got 9 players that can play in the centre. Yeah, Ben Gibson, Rob Holding are the 2 best centre-backs by far at the club. We've got Leo Santos, again, he played him in some of the friendlies, and we'll go through the friendlies in a minute because they're not going to count. But he looked decent. His stats look all right. Again, it'll be good for like just a little cup games, just to rest them. And if we get injuries, they should be fine. They should be able to cover. Again, indeed, he can drop back there. Toussaint can drop back there, so it'll be fine. And then goalkeepers, we've gone through that. Lopez, Ria, and the other guy, Antonio, that we've brought in. So that's pretty much the team. Finance-wise, I'm not bankrupting a club. I'm not bankrupting Leicester City, which I generally thought I would. And I've still got loads of transfer budget remaining. I've got 34 million. And I don't really want to spend it. I can bring in at least another player, I think, with that money. Or another 2 players to get another 2 backup players. But there's no point. We've got a couple of good youth players I want to use. We've got £44 million in the bank. And I just think, if we have a look at projections, my aim is, transfer budget, obviously that's not, but projection-wise, we're still projected to lose money by the end of like a couple of seasons' time. So hopefully that's not going to be the case. Wages have shot up. I think the wages are definitely going up, especially this season. Again, it was another thing, maybe getting rid of Mars. If we quickly go at the squad and have a look at, I'm sure I've got wages on it, wages. We are slowly creeping up the wages of some of these players. Mahrez is on £135,000 a week now. And considering he's 30 and he's not going to play every single game, maybe I should look to try and offload him. I don't know. Indeed, he's up there. He deserves that wage. He's going to be around here. He's worth 50 million. If anyone wants to buy him, he's got a £94 million release clause. So we'll take it if someone wants to pay it. Because our 100,000 matter. Again, 100,000. It could have been spent elsewhere. Wilshere, 99. And then it drops down a little bit. But if we want to win the league and if we want to challenge Manchester United, we're going to have to start paying some big money to some of these players. Yes, we've got the likes of Chris Scott, Evan Swift, Nick James and all that. They're on little money, but they're going to perform for us. McCule as well is on £14,000. Yeah, so we've got it here. I think we've got a good squad behind us. I think this season should be all right. If we have a look at the schedule-wise, we didn't play anyone really in the friendlies. Stockport we hammered 12-0. It just, yeah, we look good. Evan Swift, Toussaint getting in there, Mata scoring. Again, Iniacho getting on the score sheet. I feel like every single player near enough scored for us. That could do. Dolberg only got 1 goal for us. He didn't look that great in pre-season, but he was injured when he first came in, so we can probably let him off a little bit. So, into the first game of the season then. And it is only a little shield match. It's not meant to be that good. Community Shield? Community Shield. Right, it is only that, but I'm going to take it seriously. I want to win this. If we win this, I think we have a massive chance to try and challenge for at least the top 4 this season. The board only want us to finish, I think, 5th again, or get into Europe at least again. So it's doable. We've done it 2 seasons in a row now. Looking at my lineup, I'm going to start Chris Scott. So we'll quickly go through it. The back 4 is pretty much exactly the same as last season. Tajan, Holding, Gibson, Gadzawa, Lopez in goal. Paul Rea really wants to leave the club, and I've said, no, stay around. Gibson, by the way, has been an absolute hero for us, and he's convinced everyone that wants to leave. I've just asked him to speak to him, and he's just like, yeah, stay around. And they have. So thank you for that, Ben Gibson. And then midfield, again, it's similar, apart from we've got Toussaint starting. Toussaint. Hang on. Google Translator. Two-sit, apparently. How can I keep getting it wrong? It looks like two-start for me. Two-sit. I'm just going to call him Lucas. Anyway. Then we've got Perez. Again, I didn't know whether to start Mata against his old club. I'm still tempted to start Mata against his old club. I am. Screw it. Mata is going to come on against his old club. Dolberg and then Scott up front. On the bench, we've got Evan Swift, Chilwell, McCule as well. I've been playing him in the Calero role. And that's why kind of indeed he's on that role as well, because they've been swapping. I'm going to put him back to box. And he's done well, actually. Scored a few goals from that in pre-season. Perez, Iniacho and Felix. let's look at my kind of reserve, kind of bench who can call upon. There's Trent Alexander-Arnold was not even on the bench. Fellaini's not even on the bench. Demarai Gray, Mahrez, again, paying him all that money. He's not even sitting on the bench for this game. And as well, Toledo as well. If you think I should get rid of the wingers, let us know. Because I don't know what I should do with it. Probably should cash in on Mahrez. Keep Gray around and play him in the central role and get rid of Toledo as well. And maybe bring in a couple more central midfielders. Some youngsters or something maybe. I don't know. Another centre-back. That wouldn't help. But anyway, into this match. Tactics are the same as last season. We haven't changed it. We're going to look for the overlap, exploit the middle, walk the ball into the box, play out of defence and retain possession on attacking. We're at Wembley. We're against Manchester City. Not Manchester City. Manchester United. Manchester City, I'd be really happy about them because we can beat them. We know that, even though they've only beaten us once now at this whole stave. We are struggling to beat Manchester United. So, while I'm waiting, I need a drink. And I generally thought that Man United were going to put kind of a kids team out, really, like their second team. They definitely haven't done that. Pogba, Plastic, Belotti, Lingard. They've put a strong team out. I have noticed that Rashford isn't even on the bench. Who's this guy? They brought him in. I thought he was going to be a striker. He wasn't. So, Rashford's not even on the bench. I'd love to sign Rashford. He's not going to come to us, though. Right, we've got nothing to lose it. No, good luck. Expect to win. We owe Manchester United. Yes, we do, because they've beat us 9 times in a row. Herrera's absence. I don't really care. We'll send the assistant to do all that. So, kick off. Community Shield. Can we get a win finally against Manchester United? We've had the first shot of the game. It wasn't on target though. I think the reason why I started Chris Scott as well, he looked a bit more dangerous in pre-season than Iniacho did, and I just wanted to start giving him a bit of a chance, just like I gave Evan Swift a chance last season. I think Chris Scott is definitely going to be the future of this club up front. His potential is there. He just needs to start playing more and start showing his potential. Same with Evan Swift, but we know he can score goals. He showed glimpses of it last season. In my mind, he scored like 20 goals. He didn't. He only scored, I think, 8 or 9 goals, but was decent for him, to be honest with you. Right, first highlight of the game, and it looks like it's going to us. To Mata, what can he do? It's found Scott, and Scott has won a corner. Who's taking it? Wilshire's taking the corner. Cross in. And to start there, what is his name again? Let's learn that. I will learn this. Two-sit. Loses out. Lingard looks to cross it in, and Lopez is there to catch it. Two-sit. I need to remember two-sit. Right, okay, highlight. Looks like it's going to Manchester United's way now. Pogba across. Can we win it? Holding. Cannot find it play it out the back properly. Belotti was in there, hit the post, and Lopez wasn't there to clear it up, and luckily Gibson was. Pogba in, over. Right, we're not doing too bad against Manchester United right now. I keep wanting to say City. It's not. It's Man United we're playing. We're doing all right. Dolberg's not having a good game, which is a bit worrying. Chris Scott's struggling. Matta's doing all right out there. Kazao, the back four doing pretty decent. I just think Kasper Dolberg's going to take a bit of time to get into the squad, I think. And half time, and I may just take him off. I'm going to say I'm happy with the performance. They probably don't think so. No, I'm going to leave Dolberg on. I should have told him I have faith in him or something that he can do better. That's my problem. I just send him back out there without giving him any feedback, don't I? Belotti's in there. Lopez should be there to clear it up. I don't know why he didn't pick that up, though. He's just kicked it out straight back to their right back, and luckily there's not a highlight from it. But there's another highlight from Manchester United. Maybe I should have dropped it down to counter on this game or standard instead of going to attack. And Lingard's in, and Manchester United are 1-0 up in the first minute of this second half. And I don't know whether to take Dolberg off. And I've just skipped it. Dolberg is the one that's having a terrible game, really, isn't he? And I just think Evan Swift, he's been at the club for a bit now. Bring him on as a false nine because that's what he's been doing. I don't know, he's having a poor game. And Ndidi, let's just change Ndidi's role. That's unlike Ndidi to have a poor game. 6.5 rating as well. Let's just change his role. If he's not performing that well, I'm just going to sub him. I'll bring on Mikul on. Iniacho will probably come on for Scott. And you get a few more subs, don't you, in the in this Community Shield. Scott's in here now. Can he find a cross? He can to Evan Swift, who's not in there. He's been fouled, actually. And it's a penalty. And I don't know who's going to take this penalty. Is it going to be Perez? Perez is on the pitch, isn't he? Oh no, Matt is going to take it against his old club, and Matt is in, and Matt has scored the penalty to equal it up against his former club, who they didn't play him last season. Obviously, they don't need him there, but he's in, and he slots it in, top right-hand corner. Thank you very much. Mata has just equalised for us. Get in, and I think the other change we're going to make now, I'm going to bring on Iniacho and bring off Scott. He's done alright, but he can probably do better. Ndidi as well is still the other one that's struggling a little bit. Which again, it's a bit worrying that he's struggling. 70 minutes. I know this goes straight to penalties as well. It doesn't even go to extra time. What's Ndidi's penalties like? Here we go again. We're thinking about penalties. Penalty taking 10. What's your penalty taking? 11. Right, and plus you look like you're going to be class, so let's just bring you on there. I'm thinking about penalties again, guys. That's never a good thing, is it? Wilshire's penalties. 12. Felix's, I think, are really good. 14. I can make one more sub, I believe. What are yours? 8. Right, that's going to be my sub, isn't it? If it's going that way, that's going to be my sub. The new lad's off. Lucas is going to come off. Felix is going to come on. But we're not going to need penalties. We're going to win this game. To be honest with you, I'm going to make the sub now because Lucas is looking tired. I'm going to drop Wilshire in the middle. This is where you can't make another sub. You can. Right, okay. I knew you could. Deep line playmaker on defend. Go on, Wilshire. Do a job. Right, 1-1 against Manchester United. We'll take it, though, if it ends a draw. I think that's better than what we've had like all season. Well, all the past 4 seasons. And it looks like 5 minutes of added time. And this is going to go straight to penalties. Oh, it's going to be nerve-wracking, this is. As a highlight to Manchester United, please don't score now. Please don't score now. Please don't score now. And what a save by Lopez. And it's still in, isn't it? It is. Lopez runs after it and obviously must cover quite well. And Kazawa's looking a bit tired now. And yeah, again, straight to penalties. So let's just get rid of this and then click auto pick. That's right. That would do. Right, again, a chance for us to win silverware from penalties. And again, we've drew, though, in a competitive match. We haven't won a competitive match in a while. And they've just missed their first penalty. Felix, do not miss. Score it. Go on. Make it easy for us. Get a goal. And he saved it. That was rubbish. And I've just realised. Play the penalties. On behind the goal. No. Director's view. Nope. That's not director's. Director's view. There we go. Director's view. We can watch them in 3D. And we've just missed our first penalty. Felix, who were brought on especially just to take a penalty, just hits it straight at the keeper. Mata stands up. He's already scored 1 penalty in the game. And it's saved. This is good, isn't it? Pogba's not going to miss his penalty, though, is he? Pogba stepping up and scores his penalty for Manchester United. Oh, we're doing the stupid ABBA thing of penalties, and they've just scored 2 in a row. Now we've got to take 2 penalties. Oh, left back Kazawa, go on, score it for us, please. That'd be nice, and he does score it. Wilshere needs to score his penalty. And Wilshere blasts it in. I can't believe Mata missed his penalty. Right, Spooner, I don't even know who this guy is. Left-footed penalty taker, and yeah, he puts it into the top left corner, doesn't he? Top right corner, sorry. I need to learn my left and rights when it comes to these penalties. Right, who else? Come on. Hopefully they've brought a kid on who just can't take penalties. This guy. Okay, because I've not done my research, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce these names. Is it Pamal? Pogmal? God knows. Is he going to miss? No, he doesn't. And Manchester United have won. And we lose on penalties. I don't really want to see that. That's just post-match. On the plus side, in normal time, we drew against Man United 1-1. Fair dues, it was a penalty, and it was Matt that got the goal. But you're unlucky, lads. We lost on penalties. Let's not get moody about them losing on penalties. All in all, I'm a lot happier about this season. I think we're going to do well. That's a little taste as to what's to come. Let's have a quick look at the schedule. I'm probably not going to do the first game. There we go. I'm going to do the Liverpool game. That's the next game I'm going to do. We've got Liverpool and Tottenham, so I may do a quick double header. So I'm going to play the Burnley match. Episode 2 will be against Liverpool and Tottenham. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next episode. See you in a bit.